Greetings everybody, this is Leviathan here, and today I've come to you with a quick video from Season 17 with this beautiful display in front of you, these Galactic Wings. On stream I've been getting a ton of questions about how to get the wings, best conquest to do, etc. So I just wanted to make a quick video to go over exactly what you need to know in order to unlock the Galactic Wings. So as you know, in Seasons there's a thing called the Seasonal Journey. At the beginning of your career as a young demon hunter or whatever class you decide to start with, you're at chapter 1, and usually your biggest things that you're tackling are getting your chapter 2, 3, and 4 done so that you can unlock your Hadrig's Gift, which is a free set in the season, which gets you a lot of power very quickly. It allows you to continue forward with your season in a very strong fashion. However, the new thing that they've added for Season 17 is that going all the way to the end of your seasonal journey will allow you to unlock a new set of wings, and this time it's the Galactic Wings. We're not sure if they're going to continue to do this, but it is something new that happened this time around. It's pretty sick. These wings themselves are really awesome. Everybody on stream's always like, dude, those wings are amazing, and so everyone wants them, right? So you have to do all the objectives along the way. A lot of them are fairly simple. It's like transmog an item, put a socket in an item, just stuff that you would normally do in order to continue with the season and make your character more powerful. However, there are a few things along the way that you probably want some help with. One is mastering a set dungeon. There is an objective where you have to complete one of the objectives in a set dungeon and master it. These days, a lot of the set dungeons have been made easier because they now show you the icons of every enemy in the mini-map. So if you're ever like missing an enemy, it's usually pretty easy to find them. They give us more time to do a set dungeon and master it, so getting the objectives done and then going to kill all the enemies should be pretty doable. Depending on which class you're on, some of the set dungeons are easier than others. For instance, on Demon Hunter, I would say the Natalia's set is incredibly easy to master the set dungeon for. These days, I would say check out, I have a few videos here on my YouTube channel for some set dungeon completions in the past, but if you're looking for guides in general, just Google, Natalia's set dungeon mastery or something to that effect, and there should be a guide that pops up. A lot of the old ones are there from when it was actually really hard, so they would over prepare you to master set dungeons. The only other thing that really would stop you in terms of getting these all done, since most of them are like boss kills and stuff along the way too, and you'll get those done as you get more power, get stronger, is the Conquests, because we can actually go through all the different objectives here at the end, since these are usually the ones that require the most work. Complete 3 conquests this season, and a lot of questions have been on stream of like which conquests are the easiest to tackle, which ones should I do. So if you go to the leaderboards here, go to conquests, the 3 that I did were Avarisha, first by the way, Superhuman, and Dynasty. And basically the way that these work, Avarisha is a 50 million gold streak. Best way to do this is to get a Boon of the Hoarder, which is a gem that drops from being in the vault. You can either get access to a vault by doing bounties and killing a goblin, and it opens up a portal for you, or, usually easier, is to find a puzzle ring, put that in the cube, transmute it, and it opens up an automatic portal for you to enter the vault right from town. So you do that, go kill Greed, get a Boon of the Hoarder, level that sucker up to 50, which is the max rank on it, just by doing Greater Rifts. And then once that's at max, every time you kill an enemy, it will drop gold. You can see where I'm going with this. So now you want to then take that Boon of the Hoarder in your gear, maybe try to finagle some gold find. You could put an emerald in your helm, that'll give you more gold find. Paragon, the last tab, has some gold find in it as well. And then being in a high difficulty, now that they've added new torment levels, 14, 15, and 16, there's a lot more gold find to be had. And the thing that you should keep in mind is that gold find is multiplicative with its sources. So if you have gold find on your amulet, and then gold find on your shoulders, gold find in Paragon, all those things are multiplying together to just bump your gold find into the stratosphere. So I would say once you have those things kind of tacked off, go and do a regular rift, find a nice open map, and just kill enemies and keep chaining those kills together. Don't stop to pick up items or anything, because you can always just go back and get the items later. Just keep killing, and as you do, the gold will drop, your pet will pick some up, you'll pick some up, and just keep an eye on that right bottom corner until you get to 50 million. Ideally, you do want a map that has a decent amount of mobs. You don't have to, like, you know, go into different doors and corridors that might slow you down or stop your streak. So try to find like the big desert maps. There's an Act 1 map, Northern Highlands sort of style map, etc. So any of those should be good. And that's just like one of the many ways you can do it. If you have a bovine bardiche, you can put that in a cube, transmute it. That opens up a not the cow level. In there's tons of cows, lots of density there, so you can do it that way. And the most traditional way that we used to do it was going into the ruins of Corvus in adventure mode. Get all those little scarabs to spawn, like walk around the map and spawn those scarabs and then come back and kill them all. And that's just lots of bodies to drop you lots of gold. Last but not least, to think about this one is a lot of people have sort of cheesed it by saving up a bunch of bounty caches. So bounty caches you get from doing, you know, the 5 bounties in an act. Talk to Tyrael, he gives you a cache. Instead of popping it open right away, you can actually save it. They do have gold inside of them. And around Reddit and things like that, people have surmised how many exactly you need from different difficulties to pop at the same time to produce 50 million gold. So I would also take to, you know, Google as well and just say bounty caches, Avarice or Avarice Conquests, something to that effect should pop up some results that will help you out. So you have many different ways to approach that one. It's one of the more simple ones though. Even simpler, however, though, is Superhuman this season, which is do a greater of 45 solo without any set items equipped. So you can't have any green items on at all. Even if you're not completing a set bonus, just wearing a green item will invalidate your clear from counting for this. So think about this, however. We're in the Season of Nightmares, which is the Legacy of Nightmare free buff that we're getting. So whenever you're not wearing a set, as long as you have ancient pieces, you're actually benefiting from the Legacy of Nightmares bonuses, which is 750% increased damage and 4% increased damage reduction. So of course, all you would have to do to do a GR45, which is, you know, very low tier at this point, is get a couple of ancient pieces together and an item that, you know, supports the skill for your class, whether that's a Dead Man's Legacy or Yang's Recurve for multi-shot, for instance. And you should be able to do a GR45 no set pieces very, very easily. This one pretty much walks itself. So you do those two. And then last but not least is Dynasty. This one's a bit more involved just because it requires you to have a second class. You have to you have to clear GR55 6 times with 6 different class sets. So if you're playing one main class, which might be a Demon Hunter, you'll do your 4 Shadow, Nats, UE, and Marauders. But then you have to go and find 2 more. So you could choose an alternative class if you're playing with a friend, for instance. Maybe they're on a Crusader. Just have them drop you 2 sets worth of gear, and then you make a Crusader, have them power level you or whatever, get that class going, and then do those 2, and that should be good to go. I would say to focus on those 3 conquests because the others, Sprinter or Speed Racer, is completing acts 1 through 5 in under an hour. This usually requires a team. You can do it solo, but it requires a lot of work to do it that way. And some coordination, knowing how the campaign works, all that stuff, and little shortcuts. So this one is definitely a bit of a time investment. And then the 5th one is Master of the Universe, Masters of Sets, which is mastering 8 set dungeons. And again, we just talked about before all this how the set dungeons are a lot easier to master, but people just seem to not like them at all. So if you want to avoid that one, then do the other 3 that I've recommended here. And then once you take care of those, that's really the biggest roadblock in your way to unlocking the wings. Otherwise, you have to do a level 70 Nephilim Rift on Torment 13 difficulty within 4 minutes. And these days, most speed builds clear them in less than 2 minutes, especially on T13 now that we can go to T16. We have just lots of power, so that shouldn't be too hard at all. This one here, you just have to grind it out, level 3 legendary gems to 70. Most builds at this point are right up to 70 to unlock those primals, so just get a bunch of gems up there as well. Easy, easy. The 3 conquests we just talked about, killing Malthael in under 45 seconds on T13, pardon me, on T13 difficulty. You'll probably get this when you're just doing bounties. When Malthael's a bounty boss, you might get that. He phases once. If you don't have the quickest of kill power, maybe you can get a friend who's on like an Invoker, Crusader, or a Shadow Demon Hunter, someone that really good single target just to get that fight really quick. But you should be able to get this one done, no problem. Reach Greater Rift level 70 solo, which synergizes nicely with getting those 3 gems up to level 70. So do that, unlock your primals, and then extract 40 legendary powers. This one is also a bit of a grind, I suppose, because you just have to get a bunch of the bounty materials and then extract a bunch of powers. You could try to line it up so that you're actually extracting powers that you care about, but to be honest, you should just do the bounties, and then the legendaries that you get from the bounty caches, like the bounty only legendaries, just extract those, and that's probably like 20 of them right there. And then do some rifts, get some random legendaries, gold wraps and gladiator gauntlets and whatever else, and extract those. And then you've gotten Guardian complete and you get your wings. So I hope this guide proved to be helpful. If you have any questions, or you want to get some further help, or want to discuss strats and help other people out in the comments section, then feel free to hop down there. I'll be checking it out as the days go on. Don't forget also that this season they've also given us another stash space if you complete Conqueror. So on your way to the wings, completing the Conqueror tier will get you another stash space, which is cool. I've been streaming a ton these days since season 17 has started over at twitch.tv/Leviathan111. It's in the bottom right corner there if you need to see it. So definitely feel free to come on by. You can ask me questions about seasonal journey, the season in general, Demon Hunter, etc. I'm always happy to talk it up and chat it up. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching this one. See you on stream. Appreciate you. Hope you're having a great day. Hope that RNG is good. I'll see you in the next video. Adios for now.